Hello and welcome back to a very special episode of Tube Talk where we have Sophie presenting. And why do we have you presenting, Sophie?
Because last week we exceeded 100 subscribers. We are now 110. So go racing.
Thank you everyone for subscribing. Very exciting to have you present.
Thank you. Well, I'm just going to do the intro. However, we've also decided I am going to do the Bet of the Week segment because Dad's failed once again.
So you are going to be back later in the show to do that.
I will be.
Is there anything else you'd like to fill us in on before we get stuck into the show?
Sorry if I look a bit tired. I've just handed in 3 internals this week, so it's been a little bit stressful, but that's behind me. I'm looking forward to the holidays now, so yeah, that's all.
Wonderful. Right, let's get into it.
Yes. And we're back.
You poor people having to look at me rather than Sophie. I feel sorry for you. But
I feel a lot better behind the camera.
well, you'll be back at the end. Right.
I will be. Okay.
Get into it.
Crack on with the week. I just threw a pin across the room. Whoopsies. Okay. Starting off with last week, we had Rakik, who came at 5th.
Fantastic run. He got shuffled and checked back to last, was last on the turn to Big Field, stormed home from 15th to run 5th, closing up the whole way, ran his last 600 and it was something like 32.99 seconds. It was like, no, that's a lie. It's like 34 seconds, and it was last 211.99, last 634.06, and they 35.6 off the front. So he was running many lengths faster than anything else. He actually became Racing New South Wales horse to follow for the future. So very exciting. He's a stay running over 1500. His next start will be either 1500, a mile, or 2000. Just working that out exactly where that is going to be and what he's going to do. But he's in for a massive campaign.
And this upcoming week, we have got 4 runners racing. So let's get into that. 4. Starting in Singapore on Friday, in race 8, we have got Billy Mojo, who drew barrier 13.
Yeah, not great. Over 1200 metres. His second start back after a long break. Happy with his first run back. He was there, needed the run, just blew out late. He'll be improved for it, but from that barrier draw, we might have to go back, but it is on the turf, it is on the long courses, a very long run in. So if he does go back, he should get an opportunity to actually build into the race, and I'd rather him sort of build into it than peak and stop. Craig Grill's on board, which is great. He does have top weight, and I do expect he'll also need this run. And his next start, I expect him to start hitting form. So it's a race where we're looking for improvement, but we're not expecting him to win.
And in that same race, we have also got Chariots of Fire running, who has drawn barrier 11.
Yeah, again, same boat, a horse that was second up after a long break. His first up run was good. He ran 5th. He was quite close up. He's got apprentice on his back, so only carrying 51.5 kilos. Has an awkward barrier draw though, 11. He might come into 9. And I'm not that happy with a wide barrier draw and apprentice on, because that's a recipe for disaster. But hopefully the apprentice doesn't get too carried away and just lets him find his feet and then tracks into the race. Again, I expect him to be better next up, but with only 51.5 kilos on his back, if he gets a reasonable run, he's probably a chance of, like, you know, slipping into 3rd or 4th or something like that. But next up is his go.
And on Saturday at Awapuni in race 2, we have got Rock Island Line.
Really good winner horse from a very, very good family. Half brother to North and South. He's had a really good prep this time, and second first up, 1 second up, and was 4th last time when he was checked a couple of times. It would have been a lot closer when running out of his grade. He's unlike North and South, who liked it really wet. He probably doesn't want it really wet. He wants it dead to slow with giving it, but not really heavy. And he's going to get it heavy. He's also got a miler, and what we've done is we've dropped him back to 1200 metres for this race. And we've dropped him back because we've freshened him so he could run 1200 metres, and then we can go ahead to 3 nice races for him around the Grand National Carnival at Riccarton. So there's method to our madness. He's drawn well barrier 3, Robbie Hannum on board, who loves the horse and knows him well. The 1200 metres is too short and the track will be a little bit too heavy for him, but he should still run with credit and he has a knockout chance if they go hard and he gets over the top of them. He's not without a chance at all, but it's a prep run getting him ready for heading down south.
And our final runner of the week is Raposa Rapida, running at Waikato in race 6.
Again, he's had a good prep. He won first up and then was 5th last start, which was a funny run. He looked like he was going to win, and then he looked like he was struggling, and then he looked like he was going to win again. And I just wonder if his first up run just knocked a little bit of the edge off him for his second up run. I also wonder if he's better left-handed, where he won first up and we're returning left-handed, and I think he's also looking for 1400 metres. So he's got the 1400 metres, he's got a nice draw barrier 6. The track is probably going to end up being slow, it's a slow 8. It'll probably, if there's good weather, it might come back to like a dead 6, slow 7, which I think is fine. So from there, we've got Vinnie Colgan back on. I think he should be able to settle nice and sort of handyish in the first half dozen. I think he'll run out the 1400 metres strong, and I think he's a really good each way chance. I think he's the best of our chances for the weekend.
Okay, the best of our chances. However, we still have bet of the week to come.
We still have bet of the week to come.
And I have picked an absolute cracker.
So let's get Sophie back in front of the camera for that. Welcome back, Sophie. And what is our bet of the week? Only 2, you said.
That's a really good point. I'm very much a hypocrite. Our bet of the week this week is Manolo, who is running in Martin in race 1 on Saturday. So I've got notes here because I'm not like a professional like Dad is, so I need to write down the reasons why I chose Manolo.
Not a racing tragic, you mean? You have a life outside of racing.
My first point was Manolo is a really cool name. That's the thing that initially drew me to this horse. Secondly, I'm assuming, has got an outside barrier on a wet track. I saw barrier 10 and I was like, oh, but I've since been informed by a professional, Dad, that this is a good thing on a wet track. So, there we go. Manolo's a trial winner. I didn't actually see that, but that's pretty cool. And finally, I've heard of the jockey. I can't remember now what the jockey's name was, but I remember seeing
Jonathan Parks.
That's the one. And I saw it and I was like, I recognise that name.
Yeah.
So those are my reasons. I would recommend $1 each way. That's the only bet I've ever put on. So, good luck. And
I will just add that, before you sign off for us, Sophie,
yes,
it's also trained by the very astute Alexander Fields, who never has many horses, but he always has a good one.
Thank you for that comment, Albert.
Get into it. Right, Sophie, would you like to sign off for us?
Yes. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you again next week. Thank you.